that concludes our news segment. Now moving on to Connor's Unsolved Corner.
Maybe we should work on making some sound effects or transitions or something for the future.
We need that guy saying skunk ape.
Yeah.
I need
skunk ape. Like, I want that guy.
I need somebody with musical talent to make us.
I have a keyboard.
To make us an intro and to make us. Well, you do have a father. You do have a father that's got really good music. I need an intro. We need an intro for this podcast, and we need like maybe some segments, transitions. This would be really nice. Connor's Unsolved Corner would be a really nice one. So guys, if you're out there, you got musical talent, submit them to us. We'd love to see
right
them.
now.
We'd love to see them. But anyway, Connor, what you got for us this week?
So, just like last week, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let this 45-second clip introduce who we're going to be talking about, or rather what we're going to be talking about. So, you got all that ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
This is the old trestle for the Northern Suffolk Railway.
This is said to be the home of the Pope Lick monster.
The goat man of Pope Lick, as he's known, is a hybrid creature. They say he's part man, part goat, maybe even part sheep.
What?
And numerous explanations how the creature came to be.
The goat man arose as a tale after a local farmer back in the day tortured a herd of goats for Satan and signed a contract with him and forfeited his soul. And
a deal with the devil.
In the process was converted into this terrible creature that was sent to live under the trestle and seek its revenge on people.
So it's a fucking goat man, sheep goat man that lives under a bridge. It's a literal troll under a bridge.
Kind of like Man Bear Pig.
Why is it called the Pope Lick monster?
That's the name of the town of the bridge that's in there.
There's some weird...
I'm sorry, not the town, the creek.
Like Danny DeVito's like living under the bridge or something and just like freaking people out.
But it's in Louisville, so
we could go.
But that being said, so it's not always going to be a sort of cryptozoologist topic in this
but it's
corner,
been twice in a row.
But
now.
I gotta tell you, man,
from skunk ape to the Pope Lick monster,
they're great, and there's a lot of them that are in Missouri, or not Missouri. I mean, there's a few in Missouri, but there's a lot of them that are in our country. So I figure, why not talk about them?
Talk about a couple. So wait, this month's topic is just a bunch of different cryptids. Is what you're saying?
We could do that, yeah.
Or do you want to specifically talk about the Pope Lick?
Oh no, this one's the Pope Lick.
Okay,
but
let's get into the Pope Lick.
There is a little bonus.
I did want to hear more about
the creature.
Okay,
it's more unsolved mystery type of thing.
Let's talk about the Pope Lick.
Anyway, the Pope Lick monster. So as that video said, he's part man, part goat, and for some reason also part sheep. I think that has to do with the fact that he was,
Satan.
Yeah, he was giving those sheep to Satan, signing a deal with him, I suppose. But
I like how they say maybe part.
Maybe,
sheep. They're not sure on that one. They're definitive on the part goat.
And like, what a completely like non-threatening combination.
Yeah, really.
Like,
right?
The goat, I get it. Kind of devil has the goat head thing, but like, it's still not very scary. No. And then you add the sheep to it, and it makes it even less scary.
Less scary.
But anyway, so the Pope Lick monster. He deals a lot with, again, it's a creek that goes through Louisville, Kentucky called Pope Lick Creek. And he sort of stays under that little bridge, that little trestle that they have, that railroad, the train runs across it. And
does he make them like solve riddles if you want to cross it?
Maybe. Because there's a little bit of conflicting reports. And also there's conflicting reports about how he came to be. Like that guy said, the widely told one with locals in the area is that he was a farmer who made a deal with the devil and sacrificed his sheep. And the devil was like, okay, now you get to be goat man, part monster. Sheep also.
Goat man.
And so typically they say he actually does have a body count, but there's a couple pictures. You could look them up if you wanted
kills
to.
People, though?
Yeah, but see, that's where it gets a little convenient for people.
Yeah.
Also, there is a short film by a guy named Ron Schildknecht. It's a strange name. It's only 16 minutes long, and it's from the 80s, so who knows how it would actually be, but
check it out sometime.
It's a note to self sort of thing. Anyway, so this Pope Lick monster. Whoa, hey, I can hear myself there for a second. This Pope Lick monster, it's widely believed that he uses hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
He tracks they say that he's around, not so much on the train tracks, but in the woods surrounding the train tracks, So people that are unfortunately, walking by, or some of them are even looking for the Poplik monster. They make contact with him, and he sort of hypnotizes them and convinces them to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do. Most of the time, it ends in them killing themselves.
Shit.
But what's weird is that people also say that that instead of hypnotism, they're just so horrified by the view of the Poplik monster, which he's on the screen now. Very clearly a real picture. Very clearly a real picture. And it's
I mean, that thing's terrifying looking,
I feel like he should be fucking swinging pipe.
Can you zoom in on the face a little bit?
For real. I feel like that guy should have a monster dick.
It looks pretty funny, to be honest.
I don't know if I can zoom in. This is an article about it.
I'm trying to find... Okay, so...
Monster.
There's...
I mean, I can do this. Oh.
Just kidding.
Well, that's okay. You guys can see it clearly.
You get the gist.
So basically, people say that he uses...
yeah,
that's why
they're saying maybe part.
He's got like a really furry ass. You just can't see it there.
So whereas a lot of other like sort of cryptid zoologist beings, they sort of attack people just straight out, or some of them were even peaceful, like the skunk ape.
Yeah.
He's not going to fuck with you unless you fuck with him. He's just chilling.
Well, he's part skunk, part ape.
This guy's not good. He likes to lure people either under the bridge that he's supposed.
What does he do with them under the bridge?
Well, he uses voice mimicry, they say. That and hypnosis. Super realistic stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But he lures people under the bridge, or he forces them using like the aforementioned hypnosis to go onto the train tracks. And eventually, I guess he just has them stand there until the train arrives, and then they get hit and die.
This kind of sounds like a combination of like somebody's dumping bodies under the bridge.
Right.
And families who are in denial about loved ones committing suicide. Like it sounds like a combination of those two things.
People who are really heavy into Bigfoot and other conspiracies like that.
And the weird thing is though is that there's
throw that up there.
There's actually multiple confirmed deaths on this bridge, this little trestle.
Well,
that he's on.
People die on bridges a lot.
Yeah, but it's also in a small area. This, I mean, it's not like tons of them. People aren't dying left and right there, but it's supposedly a small little like just train bridge that like it says trains cross the bridge up to 25 times per day.
That's like some fan art.
I don't know how.
That's some fan art.
It's like a Skyrim mod, I think,
great.
or something. But so I don't know how often. I'm not an expert on how often trains cross over train tracks in certain locations, but it doesn't seem like it crosses this location that often. Yet there were 2 confirmed cases in 1987, another one in 1988, and then there was another one in 2016, pretty recently, when a couple went searching for the monster. And boy, it's I don't want to get too dark.
3 deaths.
Oh, you can get dark.
I don't want to get too dark, but it did not end well. And I've got an article here discussing it. And once again, these articles, they're very good with clickbait because they got me to click on it. And it says Poplik monster survivor mentally crushed. And this poor man and his girlfriend of 1 month. Keep in mind. Yeah, right.
That's not long.
Yeah, exactly. Not long enough for the Poplik monster to get her in his grasp. And
what
basically,
happened?
but poor lady, that's a real dead person, right? Like you confirmed it. Like
what happened?
Okay.
That's why I'm not like trying to make it too light of a subject, but like we don't want to make fun of her because
she actually is a dead person.
But this guy's he's a 6'1" martial arts instructor, right?
Yeah.
He regularly lifts weights. That's what this article says.
Okay.
He shifted into survival mode when his girlfriend, they went to go search for the Poplik monster, okay? And they get to the bridge that the Poplik monster supposedly haunts, I guess you would say.
Right.
Or watches over. And they just said it looked like any normal-ass train tracks bridge. They didn't expect any trains to come over, so just like in that Stand By Me movie,
so she died because they walked on a fucking active train track?
Yep.
That's stupid.
But somehow he survived.
Wait,
convenient.
How are they somehow blaming this on the Poplik monster?
That's where the article's a little misleading because I was thinking, oh shit, these people survived the Poplik monster,
No,
but it turns out
jackasses.
It turns out she walked up to the bridge and she stuck her hand out behind her and she said, "Come with me. We'll go across this bridge real fast." And then like in all the movies, they heard the train horn, and so they started running, and they didn't make it, and the train hit her, and the drop, they say, is not short.
So why are they attributing this to the Poplik monster?
Because they were there looking for the Poplik monster.
So fucking what?
Right?
So the Poplik monster didn't kill anybody.
No, stupidity killed them.
Or did he?
No, he didn't.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Either
I'm
the
like
boyfriend
100%
did or
but
stupidity did.
Hypnosis.
No.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Stupid people.
I'm just saying.
The reason this woman died.
Anyway, she got hit by a train, and it says her body went flying 80 feet or something.
Oh.
And
that's what killed her. A train.
Poor lady.
Dumb.
Or was it the Poplik monster?
PSA kids,
100%
don't walk on active train tracks.
What if she heard some voices and they were like, "Hey,
then she was
Poplik
mentally
monster's like, what's
unwell.
up? Come." Or it was the Poplik monster using hypnosis and voice mimicry.
No, I think it's a stupid person thing.
Yeah,
I think that's.
so
I think
too.
stupidity killed that woman. I think that's.
I mean, honestly, either one's a little bit.
But this guy,
possible.
they
or maybe this dude did. I think people are just killing people and being like, "It's the Poplik monster," obviously.
And apparently,
the
the bridge
like, yeah.
is 742 feet. I don't know if this is 100% accurate. It says they spotted the no trespassing time. Local residents say trains come through 15 to 25 times a day.
Good Lord.
It's just. She was 1 in a million, he said. Knew her 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
What a tragic way
I think he killed her.
But
yeah, I 100% think that
he
man
just straight up killed her.
That being said, there are also some reports in 1970s of satanic cults doing demonic rituals in the area, in Poplik Road area.
Okay.
Fucking weirdo goth kids get everything
Cats
blamed
and dogs
on
disappeared.
Satan.
Okay.
This farmer sacrificed all of his sheep and became
Did
a
he
goat
though?
man.
Did he really? Do we have? Is there like evidence of that? Do we know the farmer's
When
name?
is there ever
Did he
evidence in
exist? Yeah.
cryptozoology?
I want to know the farmer's name. I want to visit his plot
I just
of
think
land.
that what's most interesting to me is that the accounts are so different from everybody. And some people say he may kill you with a look, just like his hypnosis, or people get so afraid of seeing him that they run and jump off the bridge because that's a natural
So wait, there's
reaction.
a lot of people committing suicide and
But he also supposedly
kills.
kills people with a blood-stained axe.
Where does the axe come in? Just like the part sheep? Like they're just going to keep adding stuff to it? Why not?
In an alternate legend, the creature is a product of human-animal relations. So...
It's a
the
nice
tale
way to
says
say
that there was
bestiality.
also, and a twist on the farmer tale. It also says this farmer had sex with one of his goats, and the goat gave birth to a human goat child.
Like the bridge lady and her bridge
And the farmer,
babies.
he tried to hide this goat, but it was no use.
wouldn't you
And
just
the
kill it?
creature killed him and escaped, and now roams the woods
All right, I grew
around
up
the
with-
Poplik Creek.
I grew up with a bunch of farmers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to shy away from throwing something in a sack and throwing it in the river. They're not going to hide an abomination. They are just going to asphyxiate it. Like,
but I just,
oh my God.
and there's several other creatures in the area. Let's see. We can go over any of these. Loveland frogmen sound interesting.
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
But I have a bonus segment.
Yeah, let's save
instead.
maybe the Loveland Frogman or whatever
these
you just said.
These crypto things don't matter.
They don't matter. What are
We
you
covered the
talking
funniest
about, dude?
ones already.
All right. What's your bonus?
Great.
So that's basically all we need to know about the Poplik monster.
Yeah, there's not. He's a pretty funny guy.
Like all
though.
cryptids, there's not a whole lot of information out there because it's
but
fake
there's
as
some
shit.
pretty credible photos, as you saw earlier.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did see those credible photos.
I want to know where the sheep comes into play.
That's what
Does he have like a weird sheep dick? Is there something like specific about it?
Or maybe it's just he makes the sheep noises
Maybe.
when he's running.
Bah.
Yeah.
Bah.
They just
How
the strange
scary.
thing is that there was another. It just seems weird that so many people go missing in this specific area.
Right. Right.
And obviously the Poplik monster.
There's like a
goat
serial
man's
killer or
not
something
real.
that's spreading around this Poplik
But
monster
something's
thing.
going
Like,
on.
that's what's
that
going on.
People keep missing or falling from this trestle, and really they just need to stop letting people
I think
cross it.
bridges
I
are
think.
just dangerous. Like I think
Yeah.
if you look at any bridge, the statistics
bridge
for
that
like
a
people
train can
dying,
cross to,
yeah,
and
I
there's
think it's
no
gonna
way
be.
off. I don't know. It just people seem to go looking for this goat man and get hit by trains. So
So it
shouldn't
sounds like
do
the
that.
train tracks are the actual
Yeah,
danger
yeah.
here.
Train tracks and dumb
so
people.
with that, we're gonna move into a little bonus segment. Now this one's not sort of any cryptid creature.
Do I need the audio one?
I will in a second. Yeah. This has to do with it has more to do with trains, but that's purely coincidence. I wasn't on like a train theme or anything like that. I just thought that this one, it's depressing because it involves the death of 2 young, innocent teenagers.
Right.
But also there's a lot of other stuff surrounding it that I think makes it very strange. So do you want to start with the audio?
Start off however you want to start us off, baby.
I'm going to give you a little quick rundown, okay? Before we do the
first.
audio, because we'll hear from somebody first. So on August 23rd in 1987, there was a train conductor who was, conducting his train, driving through in Arkansas, and he wasn't able to stop in time. And because he wasn't able to stop in time, he ran over 2 young teenagers.
Oh, no.
That were tied to the tracks, apparently, he said. He said apparently it looked like they were tied to the tracks.
Okay.
That's like a Rocky and Bullwinkle skit.
Yeah,
like, people don't really tie people to train tracks.
Right. Well, no, that doesn't happen ever.
However, he did murder technically, not by any,
Yeah.
But he killed these 2 people, and the state medical examiner stepped in. And the kids' names were Don Henry and Kevin Ives. I believe one was 16 and one was 17, maybe. And the state medical examiner wrote in and said that he believed that they had smoked too much cannabis and had fallen asleep on the train tracks, because that's what people do.
Mm-hmm.
They smoke too much reefer.
Been there, done that. You know what I mean?
And you get so high that you think, I can fall asleep on these train tracks.
This would be a great place to sleep.
It's not. I'm so high that I can't move off of these train tracks that trains drive on, right?
Yeah.
So because these people don't get too high and fall asleep on train tracks. So because these results were so outlandish, rumors started to pop up saying that the boys had stumbled upon a drug bust, basically, or I'm sorry, a drug drop. Involving some local major drug dealers. And that was just a rumor, they couldn't prove anything. All the evidence pointed to the fact that the train just accidentally drove over these 2 guys until years later when WWE superstar Billy Jack Haynes went public saying that he was the only witness to the boys' murder that day.
Oh, no.
He claimed that he had been hired... He claimed that he had been hired by a local politician to act as a hired security for the drop and had witnessed Henry and Ives killed. And that is what led us to this. Now, we can listen to as much or as little of this as you want. I say we listen to a few minutes because it sort of starts to devolve into absolute nonsense. But the first few minutes are entertaining. So, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Billy Jack Haynes, former World Wrestling Federation wrestler.
He doesn't
Today
sound well.
I come with no mask. I come with no hidden voice. I come to you straight face to face because this is reality, man. Don't hide nothing.
Oh, Jesus.
30 years ago, I witnessed the murder of 2 teenagers on the railroad tracks, August 23rd in Alexander, Arkansas. 27 years of that, I was a drug addict on pain pill medication. I become
Reliable
clean.
Source.
It kept bothering me and bothering me and bothering me. And finally, when Seth Rich was killed July 10th, I knew that was a message to me because that's my birthday, July 10th. So here I am coming forward. This is a plea that I'm going to read here for you today.
Now the
plea is for those who has yet to contribute.
If anybody wants to contribute to his GoFundMe campaign.
.com Kevin Ives, Don Henry murders that happened 30 years ago. Please contribute to the fund so that the investigators can continue his work. The important part's
after his plug. Don't worry.
He says that they still need to interview possible witnesses and gather more information that will assist him in the investigation of the murder of Kevin Ives and Don Henry. Also, you can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram.
Okay, if you think this is bad, just give it another minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Hashtag Don Henry. A former drug trafficker, I'm ashamed to say, and a hired enforcer.
Trafficker.
In the late 70s.
Now he's going to tell his history. And I'm pretty sure he just admits to all of this live on this YouTube video that he
Give us a fucking history, you drug trafficker.
It's a little bit out there. Okay. Just a warning.
And early 1980s, when I was in my 30s, I stood 6'3" and weighed between 260 and 300 pounds.
Good to know.
I was very visually intimidating.
Okay.
I'm not proud to say that. In the 1980s, I transported and trafficked large quantities of cocaine throughout the United States of America. I bought cocaine from the largest drug trafficker in the United States.
Listen,
Barry Seal.
He just name drops this dude.
This guy's gonna get murdered.
I would then sell that cocaine to contacts around the United States. Barry Seal later introduced me to a politician drug dealer from Arkansas. In 1984, that politician drug dealer asked me to kill David Kennedy, who I later learned was the son of very well-known politician Robert F. Kennedy, the brother of President John F. Kennedy.
This guy needs to stop saying all this.
Right?
He's going to die, dude.
I was also an enforcer who provided muscle to other parts of the criminal element to ensure that their illegal business dealings were collected upon. In August of 1987, I was contacted by the Arkansas criminal politician and was asked if I would provide muscle at an Arkansas drug stop. The criminal politician suspected that some drug money drops were being stolen.
What?
He suspected that the state police officers were involved in the thefts in Arkansas. I agreed to assist with security at the drug drop site. While conducting security for the drug money drop, I witnessed the murders of 2 young boys.
This is where he gets to
Kevin Ives and Don Henry.
Because I know what it's going to be.
They were murdered by other individuals who were working for the same criminal politician. Their bodies were placed on the railroad tracks to be mutilated by a passing train. In late 2016, I contacted Linda Ives and informed her that I was on the railroad tracks.
Okay, so basically, this guy, pro wrestler,
just admitted to a ton of crimes and named names.
Yeah, who's been completely irrelevant for almost 20 years. I think, let's see when this video was published. Okay, that's pretty sad. This video was published January 23rd, 2018. Okay. I don't know if this is the original published date for this video because it's on a different YouTube channel. But if you haven't guessed by now, which it's a little bit obscure, I'll give you that. I mean, it won't be once you hear the name, but
I guess a lot of people don't know they're from Arkansas.
This guy says that the Clintons hired him to perform all of these assassinations of drug dealers. And that,
of course,
that he was in charge of killing, like he said, Robert F. Kennedy's son, David, right? Mm-hmm. And so, over the course of his years, he was continuously contacted by Bill Clinton, asking him if he wants another job, and how he had to provide muscle.
Job for you.
He had to provide because Bill Clinton's a drug cartel kingpin, you know,
right?
And he's calling up his pro wrestling muscle to say, please, you know, you want to be muscle on these drug drops. And so unfortunately, this led to, if this is, let's just assume, you know, to have fun, that this is all true. For one, holy shit, if it were to be true, then we're all fucked, basically.
We are all fucked.
I don't know how believable the Clinton shit is, but everything before it sounds kind of real, and like he maybe just put out way too much information. This guy's gonna get murdered.
And so I'm curious to see.
Sure.
But donate to his GoFundMe.
Donate to our GoFundMe. Check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and smash that fucking like button.
And as of right now, he's still alive. So you figure.
How old is he?
He was born in 1953, so he's 65. He's going to be 66 pretty soon.
He's like the age that all wrestlers die at, though. So I feel like he's just going to die anyway.
And boy, let me tell you, my dad's 66, and this guy's in bad shape. That's what all that cocaine does to you.
Pro wrestlers just do not.
Like this guy.
I mean, wrestling is not good for your body.
Almost all of them, if they don't die younger, die in their 60s.
And you know, I think some of the comments on the YouTube video are saying what we're all thinking. You know, can't get a more credible witness.
Yeah,
than Billy
obviously.
Jack Haynes. God bless you, Billy.
A guy who opens up telling you about how he was like a hardcore addict for a really long time. Definitely a credible
I don't understand
source.
why some people are having such a hard time believing why Billy Jack Haynes has come out now, but I suppose that I am biased as someone who is the child of an alcoholic and who was engaged a long time ago to someone who relapsed into a previous drug addiction during a separation we had.
Is this a YouTube comment?
Yeah.
This is a YouTube comment.
Let me tell you about my
life story, guys.
Now,
hey, YouTube.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, it seems as if this guy's using a tragic death of two young kids to further his own
get more likes
agendas,
on his Facebook
but
page.
fuck, does it make an interesting story?
Yeah.
You know?
This guy just sounds...
So nobody knows how these kids died, I guess?
No, that's an unsolved.
Well, see, that's
I've heard of that before. They don't really know.
So it says, a week after Ives and Henry were buried, their parents were summoned to the office of the state medical examiner. The guy's name was Fahmy Malak. He said that these two were accidental deaths due to THC intoxication.
Okay, but that's not what happened.
Well, don't worry, I'm getting there. And so says in March 1988, the parents announced that a different doctor in San Antonio, Texas, had given a second opinion, and he concluded that it was highly unlikely for any amount of THC exposure to have the effects that this guy
I believe that they were like drunk.
Yeah, but still, like, that's why I think it really is pretty likely that they maybe stumbled upon something that they shouldn't have stumbled upon, and somebody tied him up to the tracks.
I've heard of this case
but
before.
Fucking hell, it does not involve the Clintons.
The fucking Clintons.
And
and Robert Kennedy's kid in some rambling way, apparently.
I kind of do. This seems like the thing that Billy Jack Haynes might be out there providing muscle for, but
yeah,
I find it real hard to believe. But you know, unfortunately, they did die.
Damn, dude.
But it's still
so this wrestler is just exploiting a bunch of dead children.
Yeah, he opened up talking about his GoFundMe.
And I think
that was
maybe,
like his first line.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones that just might never be solved. It might just remain unsolved.
It remain unsolved. Wow, we did a lot better the first time.